Welcome back, folks. If you've stuck with me this long, let's circle back to something I mentioned in the first video of this series, and that's square root of -1. Why do we care about that? And why is that the thing that you all remember but have no idea what you're talking about? It's true. I, or as I like to say, J, is equal to the square root of -1. Okay, it's true. But it's just a consequence of everything that we just did. If you know how to represent numbers in rectangular and polar, and if you know how to multiply numbers and do some of the other operations, I think even just multiply, then it's pretty easy to show that, like, well, yeah, the square root of -1 is I or J in my case. Okay, but for some reason that's what's stuck in your head. Okay, so let's do this. Ready? Not the most important thing, but I do want to tie it back to the knowledge you have. So let's take the number J. I'll use J. Sorry for being who I am, but J is the square root of -1. So here's J. Okay, just point straight up. It's a length of 1, and that's it. So that's in rectangular form, right? It's 0 plus J. But I can also think of this as being in polar form, right? So J is equal to 1 at an angle of 90 degrees. Okay, because I'm looking at this angle here, that's 90 degrees. I should really just make that a right angle since it's 90. Okay, and it's a length of 1 at an angle of 90. Okay, so now if we square that, right, so if we say J squared is equal to 1 at an angle of 90 times 1 at an angle of 90, okay, which is equal to 1 times 1 at an angle of 90 plus 90. Maybe you see where I'm going with this, but J squared is equal to 1 at an angle of 180 degrees. Okay, and well, 1 at an angle of 180 degrees, right, we can do that graphically since I have it, okay, is over there, and 1 at an angle of 180 degrees is really -1. Okay, so J squared is equal to -1. Okay, well, if we solve that for J, right, the square root of J squared is equal to the square root of -1, also known as J equals the square root of -1. So it's true, but it's only true because all of the operations that we were taught in grade school for one-dimensional numbers extend to the two-dimensional complex plane. Okay, that's what's important. That's what's important. Square root of -1, yeah, it's true. Okay, but it's only interesting to me because of all of the other stuff. Okay, I hope this helps. Really, why I do this review is so that we can use these numbers to analyze circuits that have sinusoidal voltages and currents. And I'm going to do that as a separate set of videos, but that's what's coming next. Okay, stay tuned, and good luck, folks.